Hey, what's up? I'm Greg Larnard. This is The Word with G, and I'm here to give you the word on the street. I'm breaking down this week's top 5 stories in the world of sports. So if you're ready, let's go. Topic 1, Tom Brady, Matty Ice. Super Bowl 51 coming up this Sunday. And who has the most pressure on them? Is it Tom Brady, 4-time Super Bowl champion? Or is it Matt Ryan, the newcomer, the newbie? Matty Ice, who we have never seen in a Super Bowl before. The Falcons have never won a Super Bowl. Who has more pressure on them? To me, it's got to be Tom Brady. This is a guy who's trying to break Joe Montana's records for Super Bowl wins with 4. He's trying to get his 5th. Matt Ryan, he's a newbie. You get a free pass that one time. Of course, you don't know if you're going to get back or when you're going to get back, if you're going to get back. But at the same time, Matt Ryan, not a lot of pressure on him. Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, there's a lot of hate going towards the Patriots, as we know. Tom Brady, he's got to get this Super Bowl win. He's gotten there a bunch of times. I think to solidify his legacy as the greatest ever, he probably needs this one more Super Bowl win in Super Bowl 51. And who means more to their team? Is it Tom Brady or is it Matt Ryan? To me, it's Matt Ryan. We saw what the Falcons did with Matt Ryan this season. He had an MVP type year. They had a hot start. They stumbled a little bit and then finished strong. They are on a 6-game winning streak. Tom Brady, we saw what the Patriots were without him, with Jimmy Garoppolo, with Jacoby Brissett. 3-1. They won without Tom Brady, so they have a solid foundation in the Patriots with Bill Belichick, with the defense that the Patriots have. There's a lot going for the Patriots, and to me, Matt Ryan means more to his team in this high-flying, high-powered offense that ranks the best in the NFL this season. Where should the Raiders play next season? Or in seasons in the future? There was rumors that they were going to have a deal done. But this week, Goldman & Sachs and Sheldon Adelson, they pulled out of their investments. So now what do the Raiders do? They're not going to Las Vegas. Not yet. They may still go there. There's still a plan in place that hopefully Mark Davis, the owner, wants to implement in the Oakland Raiders and getting them out of Oakland. Oakland, it's their home. They've been there for a while now. And people in Oakland want the Raiders to stay there. And to me, the Oakland Raiders are Oakland. They are the perfect persona that solidifies what Oakland is all about. It's not a nice upscale type place. No offense, Oaklandites or people that live in Oakland. But I can't see the Raiders moving to San Diego. And their mayor came out and said, hey, if Las Vegas doesn't want them, San Diego just lost their football team in the Chargers, said, hey, we'll welcome in the Raiders if they want to come. But to me, Oakland would not be the same. The Raiders would not be the same if they went to San Diego. They need to stay in Oakland. For my money, they need to be in Oakland. I got my uncle's perspective on this. He is an East Coast Raiders fan, and he said, Oakland's not a destination spot. If they were out in Las Vegas, I'd go see them. I'd take a trip out to Las Vegas. I'd take a trip out to San Diego. But I'm not taking a trip out to Oakland to go see the Raiders. I'll be comfortable on my couch, in the bar, watching the game, whatever it may be. But I bet you Oakland fans out in Oakland, California, feel a little bit differently. And everything that I've heard, everything that I've read, says so, that the Oakland fans, they do not want their team moving to a different city, a different state. They want to stay in Oakland. They want the black hole to be in Oakland, California, and I believe that's where the Raiders need to stay. Next up, what's the word on the street with LeBron James? Why is he so angry? Well, Charles Barkley came out this past week and was talking about LeBron James, commenting on him, that he commented he needed more players. He needed more help. And Charles Barkley came out and said, LeBron, he's whiny. He doesn't want to compete. Shaq kind of jumped all over him for saying he didn't want to compete. Obviously, LeBron James is an ultra competitor. He is the best player in the National Basketball Association right now. He could give LeBron James the MVP every single year. But they're not going to do that. They don't do that. They give it to Kevin Durant. They give it to Steph Curry. And it was a joke that Steph Curry was the first unanimous MVP last season. Stephen A. Smith came out this week and was talking about how LeBron James, he's scared. He's scared that the dynasty is over, that he's not going to win again in Cleveland. The owner, Dan Gilbert, has done everything that they could this offseason, everything that LeBron wanted. There's been some rumblings that whatever he wants, he gets. They wanted to re-sign J.R. Smith. They did it. They wanted to re-sign Iman Shumpert. They did that. Of course, they lost Dellavedova, one of the big guys off the bench, coming off the bench, the scrappy point guard, but they weren't able to retain him. He got too much money. Same thing with Mozgov. He needs help. He wanted help. Stephen A. Smith said he's playing scared, or he's scared that he's not going to get back and he's not going to be able to win. He sees the writing on the wall and he's getting older. He's played as much basketball as anybody in the world these last couple of years, and they've had their first under 5. LeBron did, personally, for any team he's ever played on, had his first under 500 month since 2006. To me, LeBron isn't scared. He's frustrated because he looks at Golden State and they brought in a Kevin Durant. The Cavs, they didn't do that. They just re-signed J.R. Smith. They drafted some guys. They re-signed Iman Shumpert, but they have Kyrie. They have Kevin Love. Maybe a trade is imminent. Maybe they bring somebody in. We'll see. And speaking of LeBron James and the National Basketball Association, it's everybody's favorite. What's the word with the Melo Drama going on in New York? It always seems to be that with the New York Knicks and Carmelo Anthony. And now you bring into the fold a couple years ago in President of Basketball Operations, Phil Jackson. He was the man who re-signed Carmelo Anthony. He brought in Derek Fisher. That was a mess. He brought in Jeff Hornacek now. Seems like a stabilizing force, but the Knicks aren't as good as some people may have thought they would be this year. And now there's a lot of rumblings that Carmelo Anthony, he has a no-trade clause, has still one more year on top of his 5-year deal going into next year. What do the Knicks do with Carmelo Anthony? In my mind, the Knicks can't, as much as I love Carmelo Anthony, the Knicks cannot move forward until they get rid of Carmelo Anthony. Kristaps Porzingis has come out and said that, hey, I don't want to see Melo go. He makes things easier for me. Right now, he does. In the short term, Carmelo Anthony, he's going to help you win games. He's not going to hurt you. But in the long run, that's where the Knicks need to look. They're not going to get any better. If you can get something for Carmelo Anthony, I'm sorry, Kristaps Porzingis, you need to step up. You need to be the guy. You may not be ready for it this year, but hey, the Knicks aren't winning that much with him. What's the difference if you lose without him? You can lose with or without him. Yes, he makes it more exciting. He's an ultimate scorer, is Carmelo Anthony. But are the Knicks better off without Carmelo Anthony? Short term, like I said, they are not. The Knicks should keep him short term, but long term, if you want to look long term as a Knicks fan, you need Carmelo Anthony out of here. Phil Jackson needs to put a plan in place to get him out of here. We'd heard about trades possibly with the Celtics, with the Clippers, now the Knicks or the Cavaliers. Now the Knicks are saying that they will not take Jamal Crawford from the Clippers in a trade with the Clippers, and obviously the Clippers are not going to give up Chris Paul, who's injured right now, a Blake Griffin, a DeAndre Jordan. You may hope to just get Austin Rivers, maybe a J.J. Redick. If you can get a draft pick out of Carmelo Anthony, you take it. But you're obviously not going to get fair compensation for Carmelo Anthony. He has too much money on his deal, and of course, he doesn't play much defense anymore. He's an old 30-something-year-old. The teams are not going to pay him that much money. They are not going to have him come around and be a defensive liability, and that's why the Celtics and Danny Ainge don't really want him. Brad Stevens said he would coach him, but Danny Ainge says, hey, I don't want Carmelo Anthony on my team. Our final word on the street is the Super Bowl 51 prediction. We bookend the Super Bowl topics here. We started with Super Bowl 51. Matt Ryan, Tom Brady. We are going to finish up with Super Bowl 51. It's prediction time. It's the evil empire of Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, and the like over there in New England. And of course, we have the newcomers, Matty Ice, Dan Quinn, and the Atlanta Falcons. So we know the Falcons, they have not just a good offense, they have a great offense. One of the best in NFL history. They averaged either a touchdown or a field goal in 54% of their drives this season. And they averaged 3 points a drive. So every single drive, on average, they're coming away with points on you. So you have to be able to score with the Falcons. And don't turn the ball over. That's something the Patriots do very, very well. That's also something the Packers did very well. And we saw them turn the ball over once in that game early, miss a field goal. I don't anticipate that from the New England Patriots. We are going to have to watch what the Patriots do in coverage against Julio Jones. That's a big play, man. And that's going to dictate what the Atlanta Falcons do with the rest of their offense. Either they shadow him with Malcolm Butler or they bracket coverage him with a defensive back, a lesser defensive back, and a safety over the top. And then you leave Malcolm Butler either on Mohamed Sanu or Taylor Gabriel. Depending on what they do with Julio Jones, That's where Matt Ryan's going with the football. He completed passes to 15 different wide receivers, and 13 of those 15 caught touchdown passes. So they spread the ball out. And something else we're going to look for is how the Patriots will match up against the running backs, the dynamic running backs of Tevin Coleman and a Devontae Freeman of the Atlanta Falcons. These guys can both catch the ball out of the backfield in space. Tevin Coleman, more of a hybrid, kind of like a Deion Lewis type, where he can slot out to the right or left, or he can catch the ball out of the backfield. Devontae Freeman can catch the ball out of the backfield, bubble screens, anything you want him to do, and they're both versatile running backs coming out of the backfield and busting through the line. Both have some good speed, both have some good burst, and can get through a line and can break a tackle or two as well. So we're going to have to see what the Patriots do in coverage there. And for the Falcons on defense, they're going to need to get pressure on Tom Brady. That is going to be key in this matchup. And we've seen in Super Bowls and playoffs in the past, when Tom Brady and the Patriots have had trouble on offense, it's when they've had pressure on Tom Brady, and he's had to deal with pressure because he's not a mobile quarterback. He's not an Aaron Rodgers who can beat you from outside of the pocket. So the Falcons were trying to contain Aaron Rodgers. This time they need to bring pressure up the middle heavy, whether it be from Vic Beasley, who led the NFL in sacks this year, a Dwight Freeney, a Brooks Reed, somebody in the like, the defensive backs blitzing from the edges, the corner blitz. They need to bring some extra blitzers and get after Tom Brady, because if he gets comfortable back there, it's going to be all she wrote for the Atlanta Falcons in this one. The Patriots, the keys for the Patriots, get a little running game going, get a little rhythm going with James White and LeGarrette Blount and Deion Lewis, and get the ball out of Brady's hands quickly. Get it to a Chris Hogan, get it to a Julian Edelman, get it to a Danny Amendola. Use your big tight end of Martellus Bennett. Yeah, we know you don't have Rob Gronkowski, but you've been able to do a lot of good things without Rob Gronkowski. You have plenty other weapons, and Tom Brady, one of the best in the NFL. And of course, you know Bill Belichick, Josh McDaniels, they're going to come up with a solid plan on offense for the Patriots to be successful in Super Bowl 51. So now, who wins it? Here on The Word with G, I'm going to let you know. I've got the Falcons, 29-27, narrowing out the Patriots, and Matty Ice, he gets his first Super Bowl ring and puts him in that elite group of quarterbacks in the NFL. So there you have it. I'm your host, Greg Larner. This is The Word with G, the word on the street. We'll catch you next time.